Hello you guys and welcome to my channel and welcome to a layout for the scrap room. We are playing with one portion of the Flavors of the Month kit for December 2023. All Christmas this month. I hope you guys are celebrating any way that you can all month long, whenever you can, however it fits you. But I get to play with these lovely collections, so that is one way I kind of get to celebrate and get into the spirit. So today we're going to play with Pink Fresh Holiday Dreams, and I'm going to play it with the Cut to You cut file that is exclusive to the Flavors of the Month kit as well. So here's a picture of it. I have to cut it out yet, but we are going to definitely play with that. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do it out of the cardstock that comes in here or one of the pattern papers. I'm still kind of mulling over my choices. But everyone's going to get in this portion of the kit. So if you're not familiar with Flavors of the Month kit, you get 4 mini collections essentially. Each mini collection is going to be like from a brand, like this one's Pink Fresh. And you're going to get 2 coordinating cardstocks, 3 pattern papers, and some embellishments. So I'm going to show you everything that's in there and then we'll get to playing. So you're going to get 2 pieces of white cards. I thought it said Snow White for a second. There's just white textured basil cardstock. The 3 pattern papers we're going to get are mistletoe, hence the name. I love that, and I love this red because it's not like a super true red. I really like it actually. And then this one is called Christmas Tree. Beautiful pattern on this side with the Christmas tree front and center, and then kind of like, yeah. And then the back side is all the words that lovely Pink Fresh does for most of their collection. And then Sweet Holiday. So beautiful stripe, diagonal, and then this fun one with the trees. And then for embellishments, these are going to vary per kit. So do not be surprised if you do not get the same. You likely won't, but you're going to get a mixture of ephemera, frames, and enamel dots. And Pink Fresh does their frames well, and they have great ephemera too. So I got the light blue enamel dots, and I got this snowflake, a blue banner. So I've got a lot of blue. Red bow, a little present, home for the holidays, ho ho ho, to do. And then these are the frames I got. This is Peace on Earth, one little gold one. Oh, it's like a winter scene with like a dove, and then memories. Very nice. So we're gonna play with the cut file. I'm gonna make a decision on how I'm gonna cut that out yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I've got 3 photos of my sisters and I with Santa in 2017. And I've been putting off documenting some of that year for quite a while now, so it's time to do it. Yeah, let's get started.
So I ended up cutting it, the cut file, the whole thing out of that greenery holly paper. I don't remember what it's called, and it's not near me at the moment, but I'm really glad I did because the way this turns out is better than I thought in my mind. So the main reason I did that is I really wanted that greenery holly paper to be the leaves, the insides of my cut file as well. And I thought it would look really neat as almost turning them into a solid by having the cut file cut them out, being like outline, and then I'm keeping all the insides. So right now that's what I'm doing. I'm picking all the insides of the leaves out, setting them aside, and I am taking the word believe, and I want the back side to be of that greenery paper to be the inside of believe, and I will back all the holly berries with that red as well. But because that backside has kind of a slight pattern on it where it has the polka dot stripes, I want that to be consistent throughout the whole word. So I'm using the word, I flipped paper over, put the cut file backwards, and I decided to trace the insides, and I will trim outside just a tiny bit bigger, so I have something to glue down. Now when I decided to grab this pen to trace, which I thought was a white pen, turned out to be a glitter pen, and then I got a really good idea. I was struggling with trying to figure out how my outline was going to stand out, and with insetting the same pattern into the leaves. I mean, it would still look good, but I really wanted them to pop. And so the words and the leaves, I decided to trace with this glitter pen, which you can barely see here on the video, but it looks awesome. Because then I'm going to inlay those inside pieces of the cut file back in there. Plus I'm going to pop them up on foam, and it works out perfect. It's that little bit of sparkle and shine. So now what I'm doing is I am wanting some solids for matting my entire layout, but I didn't want to do black and I didn't have a cardstock that matched, but you know what? I have inks. And so I'm taking Pink Fresh Evergreen and just going around the textured white cardstock that we got in the kit. And I am creating a border and I will gut that, but I will mat my entire layout on that. I used the blending brush just to kind of fill in the gaps because it was textured, so it wasn't filling in as solid as I wanted it to, but it turns out great. So I just kind of blended a little bit around the edge, and then I'm going to take all that ink that's left over on my mat and blend along the pattern paper that I'm going to use as my background, which is the Word pattern paper. Again, don't remember the name of it already. Don't have it in front of me. I made this layout a few weeks ago. Yeah. And so, yeah, blending that on, and that turns out great because then I have a little bit of color. Even though it's pattern paper, it's a very white pattern paper, and I'm not a very white background type of girl. So having that blended in around there works great. And then I'm going to also take Pink Fresh's Ballet Slipper, and I will blend kind of behind where the cut file goes just to give it a little pink halo. It's not something you can see that stands out a ton, but it stands out enough that it just gives it that little bit of a pink glow. So I'm gluing down my mat, and I got the paper, one, because great white cardstock, why let it go to waste? But I want to back my bow yet, and I don't want to do red. I always do red. It's something a lot of people do. It's always a red bow. I didn't want a red bow. I decided that Ballet Slipper, which is a great pink, it's in the collection, I want to back my bow in that pink. So I'm going to do a similar thing I did to the mat, creating a solid green mat. I'm going to create a solid pink spot on my white cardstock after I do all this blending and creating this little bit of pink halo for all my cut file and stuff. But I'm just going to create a solid pink that I'm going to back my bow with. And I love the way that turns out. It's softer and there's still red on the top of the layout and the bottom of the layout because of the holly berries, but I really like the pink bow. And then I'm going to do a little treatment to it to make it stand out a little bit, to make it just a little bit more special. But so yeah, from here on this video, you can see the pink really well. But I really like just adding that little bit of color. I got my 3 photos of my sisters and I all posing with Santa, who happened to be at Pannkuchen after we had breakfast that day, wearing his red jogging suit and red sneakers. And we just needed that. We needed that Santa random sighting in our lives this December. It was the year my mom was in the hospital that she passed. We took her home for hospice, and so seeing Santa was just that little bit of joy we needed for that day. I won't go into details. There's a little bit of my journaling, nothing too crazy, but this cut file was perfect for these photos and this moment. Yeah, but we each got our picture with Santa, which was really cool. So I'm now backing my bow with that pink, and then I'll cut it all out. And then I'm going to get it all glued down on my layout because I will then put foam behind all those leaf pieces. And I'm going to put foam behind my Believe as well. And then I will glue them all back down. You can see I've kind of organized them up on the right-hand corner of my glass mat. I have got them in order where they go on the cut file. And they all have foam behind them right now. So I'm going to trim around and get that bow backed, and then I will glue that down, and then I will inlay all those pieces of the cut file in there. And with the outlining, with that glittery pen around all the leaves, it just adds that little bit of pop that the cut file needed to make it even more special than it already is. But I really like that. That's, I think, my favorite little feature on this layout. You can't see it very well in photos, but in person, it's just that little glittery pop that the layout needed, especially around the cut file. It's just perfect. So I'm inlaying all those pieces of the cut file now. And what I'm going to do, or did I already do it? I looked away. I don't remember. But what I'm going to do to the bow, if I didn't already start doing it already, is I took another one of my glitter brush pens from scrapbook.com. I think this one was. I have 2 of them. I have one that's scrapbook.com branded and another one that's branded another company, but they're the exact same thing. I did already do it. So I took that glitter pen and I went all over that pink, and then I actually covered it in glossy accents. So it has like an enamel gloss to it, and I love that. So I'm taking the little pieces of ephemera that came in my portion of the Flavors of the Month kit, and I am tucking and placing wherever I see fit. I love that I had this to-do list, good journaling spot, so I kind of just kept everything up top, letting the cut file be the shining star down on the bottom, and adding some of the enamel dots that I got in here and there. And it just, yep, the whole was perfect. All the pieces I got just ended up working perfectly. Or did I just make them work perfect for me? I don't know. But here are a couple close-ups, you guys. This one was super fun to play with. This cut file is gorgeous. There's multiple ways you can make it fun for yourself and make it pop. There you can see the outline a little bit around the words. I love that. But thank you again. Make sure you check out the Scrap Room, the Facebook group to play along with all the fun challenges and go get shopping. Hope you have a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.